All right, let's dive into something really special today. We're heading to a place that's so much more than just a spot on a map. It's a living, breathing story. We're talking about Maison Gaston, right in the historic city of Silay in the Philippines. Now, Maison is French for home, and trust me, that one little word, well, it's the key to unlocking a legacy that literally shaped this entire region.
So before we even step inside Maison Gaston, you've got to get a feel for its setting. We're in Silay, a city with this incredible nickname, the Paris of Negros. And it's not just a cute name. This place is absolutely packed with stunning ancestral homes and just so much history. The cool part? Maison Gaston isn't some footnote on the edge of town. No way. It's planted right in the very heart of all of it.
And that brings up a really interesting question, right? Something to think about next time you travel. What happens when a family's personal story becomes your destination? We're not just talking about some random hotel here. We're looking at the exact point where a private family history decided to open its doors to all of us. And to really get how that happened, we've got to go back to the very beginning, to one specific person.
Okay, so to really understand Maison Gaston, we're going to have to jump in our time machine and head all the way back to the 19th century. We're going to meet a French pioneer who did a lot more than just plant sugarcane. He pretty much planted an entire dynasty. And here he is, the man himself, Yves Leopold Germain Gaston. Now, you might not have heard that name before, but believe me, his journey from France all the way to the Philippines completely rewrote the future for this entire region. And the house we're talking about today, it's just one piece of the incredible legacy he left behind.
So let's walk through his journey real quick. He was born way back in 1803 in France. His big skill? Sugarcane. And that expertise is what brought him all the way over to the Philippines. He started out managing some fields in Batangas, but then he saw Negros, and he saw its massive untapped potential. So in the mid-1800s, this is where he really made his mark. He didn't just grow sugarcane, he completely changed the game for how it was processed.
You hear this term, sugar industrialization, and you might wonder, what does that actually mean? Well, think about it like this. Before him, it was a small-scale thing. He brought in the big guns, steam-powered mills, modern farming methods. He basically took a simple crop and turned it into the economic engine for the entire island. This is what created all that wealth, what established those powerful sugar baron families you hear about. This is why he is such a big deal.
So you have this massive legacy, right? All built on sugar, and it gets passed down from one generation to the next. Now, let's look at how that epic family story got tied to an actual physical place, the home that will become its anchor for decades to come.
And the story continues with his son, Victor Gaston. Now, if you know anything about Silay's heritage, you know the name Palais Negrense. It's probably the most iconic mansion in the entire city. Well, guess what? Victor built it. I mean, that tells you everything, doesn't it? The Gastons weren't just landowners, they were literally building the landmarks that define the city to this day.
Okay, and this is the story of the house itself. It didn't just appear overnight. It started back in 1967, just a normal family home with 3 bedrooms for the 5th generation of Gastons. But you know how it is. As the family grew, the house had to grow with it. So they added a couple more rooms, a wider balcony, and then came the really big change. They started moving walls around, converted the old garage into a cafe. It totally transformed from a private family home into the 7-room guest house and cafe that you can visit today. It's so cool because it has the same bones, the same footprint, but a completely new life.
All right, we've talked a lot about the history, which is amazing. But let's be real, for any traveler, location is everything. And Maison Gaston's location, it's not just good, it is absolutely perfect if you really want to soak in everything that Silay has to offer.
Get this, it's located smack dab in the middle of the city's heritage zone. And what that means is, you're not just near the history, you are sleeping inside of it. You're completely surrounded. All those stories about the sugar barons and the city's golden age, they're not behind glass in a museum. They're literally your neighborhood.
Seriously, this place is a walker's paradise. You just step out the front door and bam, within minutes, you're looking at Palais Negrense, or the Hoffelenia Museum, the famous twin houses, the central plaza. You are right at the epicenter of everything. All the key spots are just a casual stroll away. It's amazing.
And let's talk pure convenience for a second. How far from the local airport, you ask? 7 minutes. Just 7. Think about that. That means less time stuck in a car and way more time actually exploring. It makes it the perfect home base for seeing not just Silay, but the whole region.
Okay, so we've got this deep, rich history. We've got a location that's pretty much unbeatable. So what does all that actually mean for you, the person checking in today? What's the experience really like?
Well, this is where it gets really special. It's this perfect blend of two things. On one side, you've got all the practical stuff you need, right? Comfy rooms, a great place to eat, a perfect launch pad for travel. But then there's the other side of the coin. You get this deeper experience that you just can't find anywhere else. You're part of keeping a French-Filipino tradition alive. You're literally immersed in Silay's history, and you get this little peek into the life of a true pioneer's family.
You know, when you boil it all down, it comes back to this one idea, which I think captures it perfectly. It's more than just a room. It really is like traveling back in time. When you stay here, you're not just booking a place to sleep. You're kind of booking your own little chapter in a much, much bigger story.
So, I'll leave you with this question, something to think about for your own adventures. When you travel, what are you really looking for? Are you just looking for a place to stay? Or are you looking for a story to actually live in?